Hey folks, and welcome back to the channel. Today I want to take a look at an interview of The Warning back in early 2021. This is before even May Day had come out. And this interview is being performed by Matt Pinfield. Now, Matt interviewed The Warning a few times. Just recently, though, he suffered a massive stroke and apparently is not in particularly good shape. So we want to send our best wishes and healing thoughts and all of that out to Matt. And we wish the very best for him. He's been an integral part of the music business, at least in terms of the coverage, you know, being out there, interviewing people, knowing things about the industry. Ever since he was on 120 Minutes, probably before that too, but that's when most people got to know him. That was, of course, back in the 90s, so he's been at it a while. Again, we wish him the very best, but I thought this would be a good time to take a look at this interview that he did, which is about 25 minutes long. It includes Dany and Pau. Apparently, Ali wasn't able to make it on this day. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at this and, yeah, go from there.
About music, Matt, there's no one more passionate about people. You are, when they say the real deal, brother, you are the real deal. I love you so much. What you do is amazing. And there's no one like Matt Pinfield. And we get to have him here at Rolling Live Studios. And here we are on his birthday. I hit him last night. I'm going, what are you doing? He said, well, you know, it's my birthday. And, you know, I'm going to go hang out with Led Zeppelin. I'm like, no, you can't hang out with Led Zeppelin. The Warning are coming in from Monterrey, Mexico. And you're like, I'm there. So, all right, but I'll let you guys do your thing.
Absolutely.
All right.
Guys.
Thank you,
It's great. Man, I'm so excited. Guys, good to see you. I'm so pumped when I found out you were going to be in town. I was so excited. Dany, Pau, I'll get to meet you in person finally. It's great. This is our third interview since last summer, you know, because last summer, Allison Hagendorf from Spotify and I were hosting the Detour Save Our Stages all-day festival. And one of the things that she and I walked away from it from being the most excited about was discovering you guys. It really was something that we've talked about that many times, and we were just so rooting for you and just became immediate fans. And so here we are, and this is our third one, so it's great to be with you. Let's talk about the fact that Choke came out about it's a little over a week ago, right?
Yes.
And it's doing really great. I mean, it's been doing amazing on through playlists and through streaming, and you know, it's getting started at radio as well. It's really exciting. How has it been for you releasing this first single from the?
You know, before they even start talking, I just want to note where it says live, 22 people. It ticked up to 23 people for a moment, and then it ticked back down to 22. Can you imagine this same scenario playing out today? I think there would probably be at least a few thousand people that had jumped on by now, or many, many hundreds. Anyway, just an interesting little note there. So if Choke had just come out and it was Matt's birthday, let me just take a quick look here. Okay, he was born on May 28, so he would have been 60 years old on that day. That was his 60th birthday. All right, let's continue.
Your major.
It's been amazing, and we're so proud of it, and we're so happy to come into this like new era for the band and music now with Lava Records and Republic Records, where I feel like we're taking a whole new step and a good step forward. So we're very, very excited that it's finally, you know, coming out.
Yes,
So-
and we're so happy to be here also.
Definitely.
And it's so great to have another one of these talks with you. It's super fun.
in person now.
And
Yeah.
in person now.
It's great.
You're
I
here.
love it.
Yes, we're just super happy to be here.
It is so great to see. You know, I know your fans would love to know what it's like. I mean, we got to see where you shot the video, and you did everything kind of through the home base and with everybody you usually work with. It came out great for Choke, and people have been able to watch it online. But tell me about now that, I mean, you've traveled before and done shows. What was it like coming from Monterrey? There used to be a direct flight to Los Angeles, right?
Yep.
And now you guys had to go through Mexico City. What was it like coming out this time around?
Yeah, the direct flight is gone. We're like, no, why? But yeah, no, lots of things are changing, and you know, the airports were really full, actually. Surprisingly.
Surprisingly.
But we were so glad to be back here. It's been over a year since we stepped foot in Los Angeles. But we're so happy to be back. The trip was tough though, because we had woken up like at 6 a.m. that morning to play a showcase actually for Republic. We were showcasing to the UK. So we had to be early.
Pretty early. So
Pretty
we woke
early.
up at 6:30, and then we traveled the whole day, and we arrived here in LA like at 3:30 a.m. from Monterrey, and we just like ate something and went to sleep, and
Traveling.
then it was work.
We
The
had
next
Cars
day,
Jr.
Woo, at 3 a.m. But it was great because we haven't been here in so long, so it's good to be back.
That's great. So how was it? What did you guys do on the flight? Did you watch any movies or anything like that?
No, we heard a lot of music. That's our
that's what we
savior.
did.
You know, it's like music.
I love that. That's what I do. I mean, it's definitely, I go right for like the playlist and everything, right? You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Exactly.
Yes.
We
And you have
slept
to
a
be
lot.
careful to download everything before the plane.
Yes.
I
Yeah, right.
always forget. It's like I want to listen to something. It's like it's not downloaded. No.
Yeah, and you have to
have a-
download it where you have a good, good reception and internet, right? And
Yes.
so that you can literally take that. And I've had it happen to me before, where sometimes on the phone, all of a sudden it disappears. Like I'm listening to
That's
it, I'm
really
going,
frustrating,
Where'd it
yes.
go? It's just really, especially when you have a few more hours left on that flight.
Yes.
Yeah.
You really want to hear that band, which is really cool. So it's amazing. You came out here for a couple of days. You've been checking out some of the mixes for the album. Talk to us about that.
Yes, we are actually very excited to announce this because we are mixing our album in Dolby Atmos. It's like the first time that we've done
something
this.
like this?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's so exciting. We got to hear our songs through 36 different speakers in Capitol Records. And it was just like
Wow.
an incredible experience. We got to, come here, take notes, and just like give feedback on the mixes. And
It's such an
we're
incredible
overall
experience,
Super
though.
happy. Yeah. And hopefully that'll be out soon.
Soon.
Let's
Yes.
talk about that.
All right, so wait a minute. Are we talking about 36 separate pairs of speakers that they just checked the mix on, so they heard it 36 times, or they mean 36 speakers all at once in a particularly acoustically treated room, Just wondering if anybody knows. Let me know.
So you were at Capitol Records, with a legendary building, shaped like a record, of course. I live 2 blocks from there, believe it or not. I could have had you guys over. But invited you guys over for dinner. No, but I mean, it's so great that you went there, and so they have that way of mixing, and some of the stuff David did such an incredible job producing. David Bendeth, who we talked about in the last interview, you did the record back in New Jersey during the winter, and really kind of hunkered down and got it done. And you've got a guy mixing it in Nashville right now, which is true too, working on a lot of tracks. I'm excited. How many songs do you feel are going to be on the record right now? Have you guys decided on the final count?
Yes. We
there
recorded a
are
total of 12
12
songs.
Yeah.
And one of them is in Spanish.
Woo.
That's cool. I'm glad you're doing that. That's
People
awesome.
are excited for the Spanish song.
Yeah.
That's
I know
great.
what that was.
That's great. Is that the first or second time you've done that before?
It's the second time. We
Yes.
already have one song out in Spanish, and
Yeah.
we're super proud of it, honestly.
They should be.
like write in our mother language.
Yeah.
Is that how you say it?
Native language, I don't know
Native
what it's
language.
called.
There we go.
Our first language.
Yeah.
So, and it's always a challenge to write in Spanish for some reason. But we were really happy when we released the single.
Yes.
But now that we wrote another song and it's going to be on the next album, it's just twice as exciting.
That's
Yes.
great. I think it's beautiful that paying homage to your Mexican heritage and where you guys come from, and
Yes.
that's such a great. It's an amazing thing to do. It's really cool. I think we can also talk about.
All right, one more thing. I think if I'm counting right, this would mean that the record company hadn't reached out to the band after the fact and said, "Hey, we need another song." And then that's where Breathe came from, Pau's piano demo that ended up ending the album. It's good to know this in regard to the timeline of the band, just where they were when this happened, etc.
Let's talk about the live shows coming back, because it's very, very exciting. That's the thing that I know a lot of your fans have been really waiting for. Now, I know that a lot of things are still kind of in the works because there's so many, opportunities, because a lot of people are fans. We already know the guys in Metallica are fans, people from a lot of different bands. So there are opportunities to do some big opening tours, but I think we can announce a show that's going to be in Los Angeles to your fans right now.
Yes! Yes, we just got the news that we're going to be playing the Troubadour on January 20th, 2022.
Yes!
So it's official! We're coming back!
All right.
January 20th, back to LA. Now, you guys played 2 other shows here last time and sold out, right? Whiskey was out?
Yes!
Which is, I mean, you're going to sell that show out. I mean, I know you got so many diehard fans that love you here, so I think it's going to be amazing. And
we're excited.
super happy.
We haven't played in over a year now.
Yes,
so
year and a half.
we're just really, really excited.
For all of this
we're gonna play
to come
again.
back.
Yes.
yeah. Are you pumped about that? So now that you have that many tracks, right? Put out EPs, albums. How is it? Is it harder to pick the songs you're going to do live? Are you going to make the set longer?
Oh my God,
What are
I
you
haven't
thinking?
thought about that. What are we going to do? What are we going to play?
I don't think it's harder because we get really excited about the new music, so we just really want to play that.
Yeah.
But it gets harder in the sense of, like, you know that fans are coming to see you, and they probably have their favorite songs, so you try to include older songs and songs that other people
To
like.
play their favorite.
Yeah, so it's really heartbreaking sometimes when you hear someone like, oh, I really wanted to hear this song, but we didn't play it. But I feel that now that we're going to have more songs, we can really change up the set lists when we start playing more. So it's bound to be really exciting.
Because overall, how many songs do we have? Like 30 something?
Well,
Between like all of it? Yeah, we can't
So,
play everything.
Let's see
Sadly.
what happens.
No, but that's great. And you can always
They keep putting out more and more music, and now the problem is really compounded. We're hoping maybe someday they'll be able to play longer shows, maybe just a few, maybe some special ones or something, where they can play a few cuts from every album. Interesting, they were already having that problem at that point. Of course they were.
rotate some of the other songs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the great news is you guys actually play all your instruments extremely well. You're so great live. And that was one of the things that was so exciting about the last live stream we did, was watching you guys play. It's like you never missed a minute. You know what I mean? During the pandemic, you guys felt like you were playing the entire time, which is great. How often were you able to play? I mean, were you rehearsing on a pretty regular basis, or well, I mean, you were right. You're recording, so I mean, that was really
that's what I was about to say. Like the biggest break that we had rehearsing together was when we actually went into recording.
Pre-production, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
pre-production
all that.
was very heavy of us playing together. But when I was tracking guitars and vocals, well, Pau and Ale were like,
It was 6 weeks.
literally
of,
didn't
like,
play.
us doing nothing.
Yeah, they didn't touch a drum set for all that time. Well, you didn't,
I didn't touch a drum set. But
That's the concept.
after we returned from New Jersey, it was immediately into rehearsals for all the new material, and we've been rehearsing nonstop since then. So I think that throughout the whole pandemic, we've maintained ourselves pretty busy in like the practicing thing.
Yeah, that's great. We can't not wait for that. It's amazing. One of the things that when Kerry stepped over before, he was he knows that I always love to talk to people about an artist, about records that are really important to them, and artists that they love. And so I know that he asked you about some of your favorite records.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I wanted to give you the opportunity to talk about them. Do you want to start, Dany?
Oh, of course, thanks.
Okay.
Yeah, to be honest,
All
man,
right.
we share a lot of the
Yes.
same
Of course you do.
records.
It was so
Like-
hard when they asked us this.
Yeah,
we were
like
like,
3, and we're like,
I mean,
we tried not to pick the one that the other was gonna pick. So
well,
it
you
was
love so
weird.
much different music, right?
yes, the same. I was just like, wow, it's because there's so many records that impact me, but for different types of reasons. Some of them are lyrics, some of them are like more music based. But I think one that we can really say is My Chemical Romance, The Black Parade.
Definitely.
That one is just like I can listen to it so over and over and always find something new that I like, and that for me in music is amazing. Where you can just relive it in a different way every time. So that's just
That's such a great
so
album,
incredible.
and it tells such a good story, and that's where we kind of started getting more into storytelling with our music.
Yeah.
So it has influenced us in a big way.
That's amazing. And when you were recording your album in North Jersey, you were not far from where the guys in My Chem are from. Belleville, New Jersey is the town that those guys formed in, which is, I guess to explain it to people, it's probably about 15 to 20 minutes from Newark Airport or somewhere in that area.
Oh, okay.
It's also the same town the Four Seasons came from, Jersey Boys. That were in that musical. So it's like
Wow.
two bands from
Interesting.
2 different eras that were very impactful. Right?
I still have not really heard much of My Chemical Romance, and I think I'm going to put that particular record on my listening list at some point. If anybody wants to suggest a particular song off The Black Parade, by all means do so. I think it would be a good thing for us to do anyway. There's too many bands that we still just haven't heard the music of, even though they're well-known, well-regarded. Help out with that if you could. Notice, too, even now, their live has 19 viewers on it. Can you imagine?
You know? And the good news is those guys are going to go out on tour again.
I know.
That's awesome.
I'm so excited.
2022.
I have to go.
Hopefully we can go to one of their shows. That'd be awesome.
I'd love you guys to meet Gerard and Mikey. And
Oh my God.
Awesome.
I would.
Yeah, we're
probably
such big
faint.
fans.
Now, in our last, we also talked about how much you guys love Muse, and the Second Law was one of your favorite albums because that's when you saw them tour. So talk to me about that.
Oh, we love that album, like, completely. We had it in our car, and we would, like...
Yes, we would drive to school.
All the way to school,
as a soundtrack, and it was always on repeat. And when we saw them live, we saw them 2 times on that tour. Yep. And we were just mind blown each time. They're so amazing.
Each time.
And that album, I think it holds a really dear place in our hearts. Yeah. And every time I listen to it now, it's just, such a warm feeling.
And at that time, I remember I was so impressed by Matthew, just like playing the guitar and running all over the place. And he didn't miss a note. I was just like, that is just like, wow.
Incredible.
I was like, one day I'm going to be able to do that.
Oh, you will. Absolutely. Matt Bellin is such a talent.
Yeah.
Right? He's
yes.
incredible.
No.
I believe it.
All of them.
Now,
she does that for Narcissista's solo now. Runs around a bit.
Too. You want to tell everybody that she just had to have some oral surgery, right?
Oh,
so,
yeah. She went through a very like an awful procedure.
It was basically wisdom teeth removal, but it was like a rough kind of wisdom teeth removal.
Yeah, because they hadn't come out yet, so they had to like dig them out, and they didn't come out easily. But anyway, because of that, she couldn't travel.
But she's doing okay.
Right,
yeah,
she's resting. She's just getting better, and we really didn't want to push her throughout this whole trip. So she's just staying home and getting better. But she sends everyone a very big hug, and she thanks everyone for the good wishes, and she's doing okay.
And if you're watching, we miss you, Ale.
Yes, Ale.
Yeah, you know, it's great. We want to send our love your way. Yeah. You know, that is not easy. I mean, and especially the thing is when you can't fly when you have oral surgery like that because of the pressure as well. Yeah. You know, anytime you have something like that, even your eyes or any part of your ear, nose, or mouth, it's not good. But I'm glad that you guys made it out, and we'll talk about some of her favorite records too. I know one of the records she picked was The Killer's Hot Fuss.
Yes.
We'll talk about that, you know.
No, we grew up with a lot of the Killers' music as well, and we love their music. And getting to open for them in our home city was like the biggest
dream come true.
Dream come true. We got to meet them, and they're
such
great.
a big influence on us and our love for the music we play. So it was such an honor to be able to open for them 2 nights in a row. It was just an incredible experience overall.
Yeah,
that must have been great. And of course, Brandon and
Hot Fuss looks to be their first album from 2004. Just by the by, the only thing I've heard by the Killers so far has been that one song, Mr. Brightside.
Ronnie and those guys were so nice.
Oh, they're so sweet.
Yes, and they're very tall.
Yes, we felt so short next to them. Yeah, but they were really nice when we met them.
That's great. That's really great to hear that. Now, I know that one of your favorite records you also talked about was Pierce the Veil. Yes. You mentioned the band because we were talking about. I explained to you that I was in their video for Circles. I played the old man who's the evil old man. I was into playing the evil guy for some reason. The exact opposite of what I really am because I'm actually a nice person. But it was I got like 3.5 hours of prosthetic makeup to be in that Circles video, and it was so much fun.
That's
but
so cool.
It was a blast. But tell me how you discovered them and why they were one of your favorite
no, they're great.
bands.
I actually discovered them because of
see that video.
Yeah.
How like gives the best music recommendations. Honestly,
I actually have that record. I have a physical copy of it.
Yeah, we have it because we love it so much. And you know what I love about their music is that it's so full of little details that make up like this huge product. You know, I was gonna make it part of a whole, but it's not a whole anyway.
Yeah, no, but it's so good.
It's so good, and you can get to hear every little detail. I love that, and it has a lot of movements, so that for me is just incredible.
Yeah, no, their energy, their lyrics, they're just such a cool band.
Such a cool
band.
We
haven't seen them live.
We haven't seen them live.
Hopefully,
I have to
one of these days. Yeah.
They're great live. Yeah, they're down in San Diego, you know, and At some point, you're definitely going to see him. Maybe you'll even get to play with him. I'm going to let Vic and those guys know that you guys are big fans. Now, you also mentioned one of the other albums was a Paramore album, right?
Paramore.
Let's talk about that. Which album was it?
Riot.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, Riot. Which was like a dream come true working with David since like he produced that album.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we love Paramore as well. Hayley Williams has been an inspiration for me like since forever, being a front woman and a great singer. So I really, really, really love her. And yeah, all those songs in that album are huge bops. I remember just like fully headbanging. You know what's
really funny?
To them.
We discovered that album through the rock band while we were like, we started with a rock band, right? So it was that there were a couple of songs on the rock band.
That's what you get.
That's what you get was the one that we constantly played on that game. So after a while, like when I was in 6th grade, I downloaded Spotify on my phone, and I downloaded that album, and I heard it like from start to finish, like for the first time, and I was just so in love with it, and it was on repeat after that. But yeah, it definitely plays a big part in what we do now.
Yeah,
that's really great.
Nice.
Now you also brought up a band from Australia called Gang of Youth.
Yes,
which I thought was very cool. They have a song, "My Heart Is Muscle."
I'm gonna have to go back and make sure I got all these.
Heart Is a Muscle is a great tune, and a lot of people aren't familiar with that band. And in other parts of the country, but they're a really cool band. It came out a couple of years back.
Incredible. Their lyrics, I was just like blown away by that band when I heard of them actually when we were recording the album. So I was listening to that record while we were recording, and it just hit me in a different way, I guess. That's what I heard driving down the streets of New Jersey every morning. So it just became really close to my heart, and I really love that album. They're great.
Yeah, they're awesome. Tell me some of the other people that you opened for. Opened for the Killers was a huge thing.
Yes.
We've also opened for Def Leppard.
We opened for them in Mexico City and Guadalajara, and we also played together in a festival
They're the
in Monterrey.
nicest guys.
They're so nice.
They're the nicest
and
guys.
It was a dream come true opening for them. We were really nervous, actually. And we were only supposed to open for them in Mexico City, but they saw us, and they really liked how we played, and they invited us to open for them in Guadalajara, which was just like... We were so excited.
Mind blown.
And while we were
so
playing
cool.
in Guadalajara, we could see them, on
the side stage.
And we were just like, they're there, they're watching
no
us.
pressure.
But it was such a cool experience.
Great.
And they're so nice.
Yeah.
I don't know who else we have.
Joe is great, isn't he? Joe Elliott, all of them.
Oh,
are.
yeah, all of them
Joe,
are super
Joe,
sweet.
Phil,
Yeah.
Vivian. Joe is. I've seen the way he treats his fans. He's just really
Yeah,
what a
he's
gentleman he
yeah.
is. It's
Yes.
amazing.
And Rick actually gave us some tips because when we played in Monterrey together in a festival, we were awfully dehydrated. We got heat stroke
We got
on
a heat
stage.
stroke. It was so hot.
yeah.
It was so
It was in
hot.
Monterrey, and it was really hot.
Yeah,
that day.
like my pants melted into my legs. It was horrible.
Mother of all
Yeah, it
rock
was
festivals.
It was horrible.
It was horrible to try to get off, too, right?
Yeah, no, it hurt a lot.
Wow.
But anyway, he was telling us some tips for to stay hydrated and stuff like that, and for getting, staying on top of our health and tour and stuff like that. So I was just
Yeah,
like,
no, they were all
wow.
just
big time,
so
yeah.
sweet. It was such a great
It was
experience.
so great.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love when they have a camaraderie. It's almost like a big brotherhood kind of thing.
Yes,
where they're
it
gonna
definitely
give you,
feels like that. Yes.
they're looking out, which is a really cool
Definitely.
thing.
Yeah, no.
Now, you mentioned that you all because you are so close together and work together in your family.
Mm-hmm.
One of the other albums that I know that all three of you love is Queen's Greatest Hits. You're big fans of Queen.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
We're big fans of
Queen.
We grew up
in
with
general.
Queen.
We grew up with Queen.
So, our family time, our dad would put, what concert is it? Do you remember?
Ooh, it's because we have a lot. We have the Wembley Stadium. We
I
have.
think it was the Wembley Stadium.
I think we do.
But yeah, we would
That's
just put it on the
iconic.
TV, and we would sit down and just watch it and watch it and watch it together all the time. We would eat popcorn and stuff like that for years and years and years and years. So when we started playing, it was only natural that we try to play the songs, and we just really love that band, and it was just such a big part of her upbringing in her childhood and her love for music.
Because they're so melodic. I love everything that they do with their music. And, Freddie's voice is just it gives me chills every time. It doesn't matter what song it is. It's just wow. So, yeah, we're incredible fans. I can't
Yeah, their music is a big part of the reason why we play music now.
Yeah, Queen. It's one of those bands, probably most of the people watching this actually can relate to this, where, I mean, it was basically childhood or else maybe young adulthood for some. I just remember when We Will Rock You and We Are the Champions came out. That was when I became aware of Queen. It was a double single. I mean, you know, one on one side, one on the other. And that thing blew up. It was everywhere. And yeah, we were but little kids, but we recognized that this was pretty amazing music at the time. Yeah, one of the greats for sure.
It's it's amazing. I can tell you guys that I saw them twice with Freddie when I was a young kid. So I saw them do the Night at the Opera when Bohemian Rhapsody was new in a place called the Beacon Theater in New York City. They hadn't even graduated to a large venue yet.
Wow.
And they were amazing. And I was in the nosebleeds, like way up at the top. But it didn't matter. Freddie was so commanding. The band was so incredible that it was just connected with you no matter where you were, which is one of the things you strive to do, right? As a musician.
Exactly.
And then again, Day at the Races tour, Thin Lizzy opening a year later, and they were playing the Garden by then because they exploded.
Of course.
But those are two of the greatest shows I ever saw. So, I mean, I always tell people, they definitely are one of those things that you strive for, right? I mean,
of course.
They're
Yeah.
so
Definitely.
and, they're multi-generational. Even in their home country, Queen's Greatest Hits is the biggest selling album of all time in the UK.
Oh, yeah.
That's so cool.
You know that? So it's pretty amazing stuff.
It is.
So are
All
you excited to get
generations.
back out on the road again? I mean, I'm
Of
just...
course.
So excited.
Yes, so
must
so
be dying
excited.
to
We
go
miss
back on
it.
the
You
road by
know,
now.
more than I mean, of course, being on stage and playing our music is great, but we miss the energy. We miss
We miss the fans.
yes,
and
seeing the people
and just
like,
receiving that
Yeah.
energy and that love.
yeah, because
And-
we've been playing, but to a camera, which is
yes,
kind of
which
different.
is kind of weird. It feels different.
But it's still cool
Appreciated.
to get to be able to have that experience, because if we didn't play by streaming, we wouldn't have
we wouldn't be playing.
absolutely
Yes,
anything.
exactly.
So it's like
So we're very excited to get back on the road
Yeah.
sometime soon. But yeah, we just really want to see everybody again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People can't wait. I love the way you guys treat and interact with your fans. I think it's a really cool thing that you make everybody, because that's really what it's all about, isn't it?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
we're just one big loving community, and that's just like amazing.
Yeah,
Yes.
sharing your music with everybody and
Exactly.
is really important. That's what music is, the universal language. It's the most important thing in the world,
Yeah.
Definitely.
It's great.
Big
And
time.
it was funny, you were saying you were playing to the camera, but it's like, you guys just nail it when you do it. Like,
Thank
it's so
you.
good.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I just can't wait to see you guys back out on the road again. I know your fans do as well, right, everybody? Yeah, that's fantastic.
Nice.
Guys, I just want to say how beautiful it is to hang with you today. I'm so glad you took the time to come by and hang out with us.
Thank
No,
you for
thank you for
inviting
having
us.
us. We're so
Yeah,
happy
we're
that
so
we got to
glad
come
to
here.
see this place in person, to see you.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this has been amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, no, well, it's great to be with you, and it'll be the third of many to come.
Exactly.
All right,
That's the spirit.
That's
That's the spirit.
Yeah,
But
I
it
know
was
that.
so great to hang out with you guys today.
Likewise.
Danny, Powell, and we want to tell Ali, we just send our love. If you're watching us
Oh my
back
Ale.
home in Monterrey.
Te queremos.
And once again, we want to tell everybody, January 20th, we're very excited about
Don't
it.
forget
January
it.
20th, it is happening, coming up at the Troubadour here in Los Angeles. We pay attention to the socials. Everything that you guys do. Of course, I know that your fans do that anyway, but they should be looking there for more dates to be added and more tour announcements, which
Exactly.
is
Of
great,
course.
as well as the next single, and make sure that you stream Choke every opportunity you can, because it's such a great song.
Yes.
Oh,
thank you so
thanks.
much.
Yes.
For sure.
So thanks
Yeah.
for taking the time to come by. I know it's a very quick trip, but you made my birthday weekend special. So thank you for that.
Oh, thank you. And
Thank you.
congratulations once again.
What a class act. Here, I'm going to keep it. It's less than a minute left. Didn't actually mean to stop. Notice, even now, there's only 17 people watching the live stream. Are you kidding me?
Yes.
Yeah. Always great to see you guys. All right, take care, everybody. Thanks so much for watching us. And don't forget, the warning, January 20th at the Troubadour in Los Angeles. Make sure you go out, and wherever you are, keep streaming Choke. Because it's just such a great song, and watch the video as well. I'm Matt Pinfield, coming to you from Rolling Live Studios, hanging out with the warning today. Have yourself a great rest of your holiday weekend, and we'll see you soon.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
Yes, thank you so much.
It was so great. Danny Paul is awesome. Thank you.
He seems like such a cool stand-up dude. You know, I feel so sorry. I wish him the best. I hope that he is able to recover, make a full recovery. In the meantime, I mean, you can see how many people loved the guy, even right up at the top there when he was getting his own introduction. The host could not stop talking about how great a guy he thought that Matt was. And that's just so cool. So I do have a question. It doesn't look to me as though that show at the Troubadour happened in January. It does look like maybe, was that the one that got rescheduled for May? It looks like they played in May. Yeah, in fact, they played May 23 and May 24. And Alicia Cara was actually at night number 2. So, and Dany played Crimson Queen alone in the first night. Might have to take a look and see if there's any video out there of that particular show. Cool interview. I don't think we've seen a lot from that particular time period. That was May of 2021. So they're just coming out of the pandemic, for the most part, starting to play shows again. Matt is quite an interviewer there. He was asking interesting questions, good follow-ups, you know, was fully engaged in what they were saying. Wishing him the best. All right, folks, well, why don't you let me know what you thought of this interview? And if you can provide any other details about what was going on at the time, that would be appreciated. If you have other suggestions, please leave those below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And if you enjoyed the presentation, please subscribe. All right, thanks so much for joining me. I'll catch you on the next one. All right, take care, folks.